forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Calmer winds across the area tonight. After this morning, they were gusting over 30 miles an hour at times, but things look pretty good across the area. Satellite radar picture is clear, but it is much cooler. We've got temperatures that are now back down below the freezing mark. Champaign at 29, at freezing in Effingham, and just above the freezing mark in Springfield. So tomorrow looks pretty good. If you have to get up early, though, we're talking 24 degrees to start the day. But a nice warm-up through the afternoon. We'll talk about that and when the winds return when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
When they announced the closure, of course, that was a disappointment.
But that disappointment could be short-lived, as there may still be a future for Stone Creek in Urbana.
Plus, the U of I is stepping up to keep its students safe. What it's doing after a string of robberies.
Counties across central Illinois are investigating possible coronavirus cases. We'll give you their results.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
And they announced that they were closing. I mean, that was quite a blow.
A disappointment set in when Stone Creek Golf Course in Urbana closed earlier this year. Now there's a possibility of it being reopened. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. The Atkins Group is considering donating the golf course and related property to U of I athletics. The course closed back in January. The Atkins Group says it was partially because of a decreased interest in golf. While this donation is not a done deal, the possibility has renewed hope for the city of Urbana and people who live nearby. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen has more.
Stone Creek Golf Course sits tucked away in the middle of these houses.
The last couple of years, the development has taken off. I mean, they've built some beautiful homes over there on the golf course with the idea that, they want to look out and they want to be able to get on the golf course and play.
But that's a thing of the past.
There's been a lot of uncertainty around the future of the golf course.
That uncertainty sunk in even more when Stone Creek Golf Course shut down about a month ago. Urbana Mayor Diane Marlin says the loss of the golf course had other effects.
It has an impact on home sales, your ability to sell your home. It certainly has stopped all, I think, most interest in purchasing a lot, building a house, or buying a house out there because people just don't know what the future is going to bring.
But there's renewed hope for the future of Stone Creek. The Atkins Group is considering its options to keep it going. One possibility is donating the course to the University of Illinois. As a homeowner nearby, Ed Perkins says it's a welcome relief to the alternative idea the Atkins Group had of turning it into an open green space.
The golf course closing, was kind of a blow. The idea of the green space was not going over very well.
He, like many other neighbors, were concerned about the chance of a lapse in aesthetic upkeep. The possibility of the U of I taking over operations is reassuring to him.
That it's going into stable hands and it'll be maintained, the mowing and stuff, and, they won't let the weeds get out of control.
Mayor Marlin is on board with the idea as well.
I think it would stimulate and support continued build-out of the subdivisions. There's still over 100 lots that remain to be built out, and then an additional 80 acres of land.
That was Jennifer Jensen reporting. The Atkins Group will be holding a residents and stakeholder meeting to get input. The date and time has not been set for that. Now, the Atkins Group has supported Illini athletics for a long time. A large donation spearheaded the construction of the Atkins Tennis Center in 1991. Most recently, in 2018, Susie Atkins pledged a $3 million gift to build the Susan and Clint Atkins Baseball Training Center. That will open next year.
New at 10, police are investigating a shooting tonight in Decatur. It happened near Division and MLK Drive. A 27-year-old man was shot in the leg. He was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. Police do not have any suspects right now. After 3 attempted robberies in the last week, the U of I is taking steps to help people feel safe. Walking escorts for students and staff will be available 2 hours earlier this weekend. U of I Safe Walks will start taking calls at 7 p.m., but that's only for this weekend. Safe Walk says it has started at 7 in previous years, but hasn't been able to recently because of budget cuts.
We wanted to just provide those additional resources for our students and faculty staff basically to meet their expectations and to let them know that we have resources available for them that we could utilize.
One of the other reasons for extending the hours was to finish daylight saving time. The clocks reset on Sunday. They say extra hours won't be needed after that point because there will be enough sunlight.
A staff member at an Urbana grade school is on leave after something happened between them and a student. DCFS is investigating. This happened while students were waiting to be dismissed to class in the morning. Thomas Paine principal Dolores Lloyd sent out a letter to parents. It said the staff member had to leave the building after this happened, and they are on leave until DCFS finishes its investigation. The Champaign School District Superintendent is retiring. Susan Zola was promoted from Assistant Superintendent in 2017. She's stepping down at the end of June next year. On Monday, school board members will talk about hiring a firm to find candidates for the job. The district wants to name a replacement by January.
Here's a coronavirus update. Another person's been diagnosed in Illinois, again in the Chicago area. The most recent patient's a woman who works at a high school there. As more people are diagnosed, public health districts in central Illinois are getting reports of possible cases here. Those are being sent to state labs to be tested. So far, there have been no confirmed cases of coronavirus in central Illinois. A handful of possible cases, fewer than a dozen, were reported in Champaign County. All tests have been negative. The director of the Vermilion County Health Department says only one possible case was reported to them. That result returned today was negative. The Macon County Health Department says no cases have been reported there. We are waiting to hear from Sangamon and Coles County. By Thursday night, there were at least 227 cases of coronavirus in the U.S. The virus has killed more than 3,300 people around the world, the vast majority of deaths in mainland China. Champaign-Urbana Public Health District says it's receiving authority from the government to begin testing more people. The director says when this happens, there will likely be more positive cases.
A grocery store in one village is changing after more than 60 years. The Muhammad IGA will become a Schnucks next month. It'll be Champaign County's 4th store. Brooks and Tammy Marsh will remain the owners, and they say the employees won't be going anywhere.
Schnucks intends to hire as many or all of our employees, and they're working with all of them today and identifying positions for them. And they are, like I said, they're a family company, and they want to keep the good long-term employees that fit with Muhammad, that know the Muhammad people, and so they really aren't looking to change a lot of things in that respect, but they're looking to keep the employees employed, and that was one of the things that was most attractive about them.
The store will remain the Muhammad IGA until March 29th, and it will reopen April 1st with a ribbon cutting. They say one difference people will see will be additional products they have not carried before.
It's not St. Patrick's Day yet, but you wouldn't know it by looking at the U of I campus today.
Plus, if you're planning on throwing out your old baseball and softball gear, we know where you can take it instead.
And 6 teams across the area are still in the hunt for a state title. We'll have the highlights.